for those even beyond the warning to let you know, give you a little bit of a heads up. Yeah, I know you're not in the warning in Wakana, Rossville, Lansing, but Calmer, you're at 555. It is right there. Decorah, 558. Again, you've got thunderstorms nearby, but the leading edge of that stronger wind is just to your west. Postville, 609. Waukon, 612. Rossville, 616. Lansing, 624. And getting to the Mississippi River there, Prairie, we've got 628. 70-mile-an-hour winds, a potential out of this as it moves eastward. Speed on that?
It's moving to the east-northeast at around 70 miles per hour, so very quick. This is why we tell you ahead of time, get that track ahead of everything, because this is moving incredibly quick. You're probably already seeing storms right now. It's the Decorah and Calmer area, but that main line is moving very quickly off to the east-northeast around 70 miles per hour.
I want to show you something that happened a little bit earlier. This is in Nevada. We're near Nevada. The traffic camera, the DOT traffic camera. This is tornado. Watch the truck that's pulled off to the side there on the right. That truck is going to get overturned. Notice the sign that just got moved in the center part of your screen. There comes the strong wind and the potential, the tornado, and there goes the semi got rolled over. So there was some damage there. This is in Nevada, where semi got rolled over with the strong wind. Now that, I don't know what happened to that other semi that was rolling right into that storm. Hopefully theirs okay. Hopefully the person that is driving or pulled off to the side in this one is okay as well, and there's no injuries associated with this. So, all right, let's go back to the radar, and you can see there's a new severe thunderstorm warning. I talked about how this storm was starting to fire up. Monticello to Olin, that is tracking to the northeast. Hail, 1.5 inches, 60-mile-an-hour winds. This is for Delaware, Dubuque, and Jones County. So here we are into Delaware County, looking at Delaware County right here, eastern part of Delaware County, and then into Dubuque County. I'll step aside here. We'll see Cascade 614, Worthington 619, Epworth 625, Bankston Park 632, and Dubuque. It will get to you at 6:35. Let's go to that warning that just popped up there, Denny.
Yeah, so this is, I think, a continuation of the Bremer County and Butler County tornado warning. And I want to add, too, with that cell currently that we're on, these singular cells not only have the potential of tornadoes, but that's the largest of the hail. That's where you can get those supercells that it can have, and that one, ping pong ball size hail. So this one is a continuation again into Bremer County. Looks like, they cut off a little bit there into Butler County, still radar indicated. If we go to velocity here, again, maybe look for any rotation. And we're in kind of this area where we're between these radars, and it looks like, again, maybe kind of west of 218, if we kind of look kind of west of Horton, that might be a little bit of that kind of rotation in there. But again, not strong enough to, or we at least haven't seen any reports of that. If we go to Cedar Falls, I believe, in the Vedestra, we'll take that here. A lot of heavy rain coming down with this area, as well as you can see right there, and the very strong winds.
But notice the raindrops falling. They're not coming down. They're being blown sideways. So that's a sign of how strong the wind is with this storm. The raindrops are, yes, they're falling, but on the lens there, they're not actually running down with the gravity. The wind is blowing these from left to right. And you're looking towards the west there. So you're looking at some pretty strong wind as the storm moves right now into the Cedar Falls area at this point.
Yes, we want to take it back to radar. So this is what we are looking at here in the Cedar Falls area. And even though on radar it doesn't look that intimidating, some yellows and reds, that initial line of those winds, 70-mile-per-hour potential is in play with these storms. So this is something that, again, we'll continue to monitor. And we're seeing a whole lot of these strong winds, as Shanak mentioned, raindrops falling horizontally instead of vertically. I do want to go to the other tornado warning in Blackhawk, southern Blackhawk County and Tama County. This is in effect until 6:15. Again, look at the potential of any rotation. Again, as of now, it's very broad, which is good. There isn't any strong kind of reds and greens clashing with one another, but this is the potential where we could maybe have a small tornado still form and velocity not necessarily pick it up, because we're in this very potent environment. So if you're in the northeast Tama County area headed towards southern Blackhawk County, we've had reports of sirens going off in LaPorte City. So again, we're seeing that tornado warning continue to be in effect for the next 15 minutes. But in terms of any velocity indication of if we're seeing any tornadoes, the good news there is very minimal there, but still could see 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, maybe quarter-size hail with the storm. So maybe not necessarily at the tornadic events, but potentially could still see some damage. New severe thunderstorm warning in effect here. Looks like this is now on the backside of this. So this line's kind of, if you zoom out here, it's tilted a little bit to the east, and now we're kind of having more develop on the backside. So this is once again 4 portions of, if I zoom in a little bit here, so it looks like this is for southern Tama County into Marshall County. So even though Tama, we're not quite done yet, that one cell moved out, but this other one is moving in. And it's particularly looking at this cell kind of over Grinnell High School, which would be right here. This cell has potential of seeing quarter-size hail as well as 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We're continuing to monitor that as that continues to move off to the north and to the east. And these are all moving very quickly, 60, 65 miles an hour. So even if, maybe you're not necessarily in the storm, so if you're out ahead of it, so Marengo, the Tama area, over near Benton High School, these could be, very quickly moving. So we'll go ahead and put a track on this just to show you again how fast.
As you do that, I'll tell you a report. Tama County and Traer emergency managers are reporting 60 to 70 mile an hour wind and some pea-sized hail being reported here just about 5-6 minutes ago in that vicinity. Also, the Madison County, which is in where Greenfield is, where we were showing that video a little earlier. If you know of anybody there, they said emergency responders are there. Please stay away from the area. What is that? Greenfield. Okay, we'll go back to the video. So here's Greenfield. This is one of the stores there. There's a Casey's. Again, emergency responders are there. Responders there, and they say, please stay away from that area. I'm guessing that there was a tornado. We saw the debris. We saw the signature there. So a tornado came through. We're getting reports that there are some injuries there as well in that vicinity. So those are thoughts and prayers for those in Greenfield and everyone that still has to come through with these storms here through the next hour or two. Back to the radar. As the storms roll on through the region, a couple of warnings. Take the radar off, just leave all the warnings up there for a second there, Danny, if you could.
Yeah.
For the warnings. So this is the area that we're watching, eastern Iowa. I'd say half our coverage area under a severe thunderstorm warning at this point, whether it's here, just south of Washington, or along this entire line up into Minnesota here. This is all under a severe thunderstorm warning. So we're looking at Waterloo right now with some very heavy rain as the storm goes on through. Severe thunderstorm warning for Black Hawk County. Let's go to Waterloo camera outside, and we'll see how dark it is. That should be a lot lighter. Should be a whole lot lighter. What are we at? 6 o'clock.
Just 6 o'clock.
Should be light out. This looks pretty dark. Not sure if that's a live picture because nobody's moving here. So we just took a little power hit here. So things are up on battery backup. They take over instantly. Generator kicks in pretty fast, and so we'll be able to stay on here. This is a severe thunderstorm. Zoom into Black Hawk County because I want to see what the radar here for us. I just want to double check. Black Hawk County, do the velocity here as well. I just want to see what this looks like just for safety purposes for our studio here as well. South there, and that's the concern, maybe around there, but I think we're okay when it comes to that. So that continues to be a bit of an issue. There's your warning, tornado warning for southern parts of Black. Is that the only one? Is that just this area that's left?
Yeah, so that's similar. You're seeing that tornado. Whenever you get that, that's a new update that we receive.
Yeah.
So this is just a continuation. They just cut off much of Tama County, a little bit of northeast Tama County into southern Black Hawk County. In terms of what new reports, still radar indicated, and still the potential for a tornado. But it looks like right now, again, it's just still a continuation of the radar indicated tornado. So again, you might still be hearing sirens go off in LaPorte City. We've heard reports of that. Still radar indicated, but of course take shelter. We've been seeing the gusty winds. You can kind of see it along probably LaPorte City as we speak. It's probably seeing these very strong winds. You can see it as we've been talking about, this kind of bow and arrow shape. Whenever you see that on a radar, that means very strong winds are possible with this, and we've seen 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts already with this system. So keep that in mind that even though it's not necessarily tornado, it's still seeing very strong straight line winds with this system.
Haven't had any reports of any hail. Just looked outside and see any reports of any hail with that storm coming through here. But this is the more of my concern, I think, with the damaging wind. I do think they're under a severe thunderstorm warning already, northwestern Benton County into Buchanan County. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning there.
Yes, this is for that kind of those isolated cells we've been seeing. So now we kind of have to watch both sides here as we're seeing these kind of singular supercells start to form. This is where we could maybe see the largest of the hail, and you're seeing 1.25 inch potential, which is close to that $half size hail.
Right there. So 1.25, 60 miles an hour. And this are the ones that also are the ones that can produce tornadoes as well. They sit by themselves. They sort of sit by themselves, and as meteorologists, really not fans of them because they could become severe when it comes to tornadoes. So a lot of the energy just sort of comes right into that one spot instead of being spread out over that line of thunderstorms. So a lot of times when we get these outbreaks, you get these thunderstorms that pop up and eventually sort of congeal to one line and then eventually move on. Well, we have both things going on. These are sort of popping up by themselves, and then you have that line off to the west that will continue to move. These are moving north just about. 1.25 inch diameter size hail. There's, let's see, Calamus Wheatland High School, and there's Interstate 80, there's Tipton, and it's heading to the north. Let's go up here to that storm right there. One for Monticello. We've got, let's see, that's same thing. Go back to that one. There we go. That one's 1.25 inch, 60 mile an hour winds. That includes Dubuque County, not the city of Dubuque. So here's Dubuque. Notice the warning is to your west, and this continues to track to the north. So zoom out and do a track on that, and we'll take it northward here. I'm not sure on the speed.
Yes, and in this storm as well, we've seen reports of observed quarter-size hail in Anamosa. So we have seen official reports of quarter-size hail, but could potentially be up to that $half size hail. I believe this is moving to the northeast, roughly around 60 miles per hour. And we'll take it a little out ahead of it, just give proper warning. So we'll basically take, the brunt of it is going to be kind of in this area right here. But I wanted to go a little out ahead of it just so we can see, the edge where this goes. We'll take it all the way up to the Mississippi here over the next half hour here. So Cascade Emergency Medical Services there right now in your area. Fillmore 609, Epworth 615, Piasta 619, Bankston Park 621, Rickardsville at 625, and Sherrill area 629. This is for that severe thunderstorm warning with possibly $half size hail. Already seen quarter size hail in Anamosa, as well as potentially 60 mile per hour winds, and also, and as of now, we haven't seen any tornadic events in eastern portions of the area, but still watching with these single cells, we could see maybe rotation, but as of now, strictly just severe thunderstorm warnings as we speak. So in terms of kind of going across the area here, again, it's just a whole lot of a mess, really, from top to bottom, a whole lot of storms, but now we're seeing two kind of distinct, take out the lighting, two kind of distinct lines developing here. So we have the initial one, off to our west, and this is where we're seeing a whole lot of the gusty winds. Fortunately, we're seeing maybe, just radar indication of tornadoes, but nothing confirmed, at least in eastern Iowa. And then in terms of the eastern side, this new line developing, and initially they will develop as these single cells, and then eventually form from south to north and kind of in this organized line. And thankfully, by the time I think it gets really organized, it'll move off to the east of the Mississippi, but this is where initially we could see a lot of large hail, and then as they organize, turn more into a straight line wind gust threat as we head through the next couple of hours or so. And I want to see, zoom in here to the Black Hawk and Tama warning. Looks like, again, this continues to kind of get cut off there. The tornado warning for Bremer and Butler County has been canceled, I believe. Still could see maybe some, again, still some rotation, but that is been canceled. So still could see severe thunderstorms, 70 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter size hail, but for Bremer County into Butler County, now headed into Chickasaw County with a lot of heavy rain, that has now been allowed to, or I should say canceled. So the only active tornado warning as we speak is for southern Black Hawk County and northeastern Tama County. And again, if we look at any rotation, very broad, seeing maybe just a lot of straight line winds, but not necessarily any tornadoes. And in terms of any updates with this, we're just seeing maybe some very strong winds. In terms of, we just got a report from Emergency Management on Black Hawk County, LaPorte City Police, reporting a wall cloud south of LaPorte. So this is where, that's why we're seeing a continuation of the tornado warning, because with this wall cloud, not all wall clouds will develop tornadoes, but they have the potential, if we can get kind of this downdraft, that straight line wind to the ground, if it can reach the ground and kind of centralize that rotation, then maybe we could see a tornado. So we're watching this area here, even though on radar it's not necessarily showing up as rotation. We've seen a report of a wall cloud now south of LaPorte City, so we're continuing to monitor on that. If we go back to the radar here, continuing to see, again, these two separate lines of storms. In terms of the energy left with these, if we go to the energy with this, so still a lot to work with, but on this backside now it's very limited. So once this line moves through, we might see some isolated storms after the fact, but in terms of the strongest of the storms, now basically just our western areas are seeing that energy kind of get a little bit depleted. Still a little bit of energy left in Ames and Des Moines, but you can see that white, the highest of the high, that is now continuing to shift east. So once this line of storms moves through, could still see some thunderstorms, but the strongest will be this backside of this western edge. So we'll go back to the radar here again, kind of do a area by area kind of track, because it's just a whole lot going on. So we'll kind of go county by county, or a couple counties at once, just to kind of see where this is headed for your area. So currently, again, this is for Winnebago County in effect till 6:30. And Decorah, basically in your area right now, seeing that heavy rain, maybe 70-mile-per-hour winds, and this is moving very fast to the east at roughly 70 miles per hour. So if we take this and basically draw the line here from just about, say, the strongest of the winds is probably right here. Continue to move off to the east. So again, kind of the West Union area, 611, Decorah, again, basically right now, but the strongest of the wind in the next 5 minutes, 615, Postville at 622, Strawberry Point at 623, Elkader, 628, Church, 635, and then just east of the Mississippi there, Prairie du Chien at around 640. We continue to go off to the south, and this main line of showers and storms, you can kind of see it's bowing a little bit. That's where those straight line winds come into play. So if we take a track on this again and continue to watch this, so we'll take it just east of Waterloo area here, down to the south, and continue to move that off to the northeast in this area here. So the Vinton area at 614, Williamsburg 623, Center Point 626, Cedar Rapids at 636, North Liberty at 645, Anamosa at 654, and Monticello, even though you guys are seeing storms right now, could see that additional line on the backside, although it may not be as strong, still could see those strong winds on the east side there.
You said there was a funnel cloud or
wall cloud reported south of LaPorte City, reported by LaPorte City Police.
Okay, so what we're working on, Black Hawk County Emergency Manager, Mindy Benson's going to be with us here momentarily. We're working on getting her. As soon as we get her on the line, maybe we can get some more information from her. We're getting, should be able to hear me. The thunder is outside. I can't do anything about that. You're going to wind up hearing the thunder.
Yeah, we're right outside.
We're right here. Anyway, Mindy's going to be able to on the line here in just a little bit. They're working on it downstairs. So the radar for Black Hawk County, this thunderstorm passing on through the region. We're talking about this area down LaPorte City, right in that area along the county line. There's Benton County, there's Tama County, and there's Black Hawk County right there. So somewhere in this area, if I'm not mistaken, you said, or is it just south of LaPorte City?
Yeah, it was reported reporting a wall cloud south of LaPorte City.
So it could be into Benton County there.
Yeah,
but maybe she'll have some information of what she may have heard there, because she did sound the sirens for southern parts there near the LaPorte area and Black Hawk County a little bit earlier. So the sirens should have been heard by those areas. What's this right here between Washburn and LaPorte City? Right in this spot here. This is, help me with getting old here. Help me, Danny, with those streets there.
Oh, yeah. So
Highway 218 right
yes.
there from Washburn south to LaPorte City.
And then a little bit near South Garfield Road, or Carfield Road.
Canfield Road. No.
Canfield Road, excuse me. And then just west of Jessup Road there, northwest of Brandon Road. This could be, again, maybe a little bit of an area where maybe we're seeing...
Something we'll have to watch this and see how what this materializes right here. Right now, 70-mile-an-hour winds, a little less than a quarter inch or half inch, sorry, a little less than inch diameter size hail. Severe thunderstorm warning at this point, but something we'll continue to monitor right here. Back out a little bit if you could on that. Yeah, something we'll need to watch right there as we watch. Go to the radar, reflectivity side. So you got that sit right there. You got that little notch right in that same spot. Okay, we have Mindy Benson. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Mark Schnackenberg here. Thanks for joining us. I know it's busy for you. Can you tell me, we got the storm passing on by. You set the sirens off a little bit earlier. Tell me a little bit more about what you guys know out there.
I did. We set the sirens off in LaPorte City as a part of that tornado warning that was just skirting to the south of LaPorte. I did want to include LaPorte in that warning just because it did skirt to the south of LaPorte. The way that storm was tracking, it looked like it was going to just come right outside of LaPorte. As a precautionary measure, I did set them off in LaPorte just to give everybody a heads up that that cell was going to move through there. From what I was seeing, that they were spotting funnel clouds, and it now sounds like there's a wall cloud just to the south of LaPorte that possibly the LaPorte Police Department did spot as well. So we're still going to continue watching that, still continuing to set the sirens off in LaPorte. So people in LaPorte, I want to have them be aware of what's going on.
Okay, have you heard of any damage of any sort? Because the storm is sort of halfway through the area, and it still has a little ways to go. So we're halfway through the county. The western part of the county is almost done with, but our eastern part of the county is still dealing with some pretty nasty weather.
Correct. From what I'm hearing, I did get a report of some minor tree damage in Hudson. I'm hearing things come across the radio of different things, some alarms going off across the county, some trees and some lines arcing and sparking, trees hitting power lines and things to that effect. So we're going to continue to get a lot of those calls in across the county as this storm progresses across Blackhawk County. So
Okay.
people still need to take cover, take shelter, and listen to what's going on with the weather.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mindy, for taking the time. We'll get back to you if we need to. If you need any information from us, let us know and we'll help you out. All right, so there's the warned 70-mile-an-hour winds, Blackhawk County, severe thunderstorm warning, Grundy and Tama County, new warning coming up there. There's Washburn, LaPorte City, Freedom Park. Back out a little bit here for the rest of Blackhawk County if we could. So from Waterloo to the west here, I think Cedar Falls, you're in the clear. Waterloo still, hold on to your safe place. But a good portion of that, the severe weather is now in the eastern half of, if you take it this way, maybe more eastern than the western. Anything west, Grundy County, Butler County, you're in the clear. You're done with when it comes to severe weather. This is a new warning. This is all of Buchanan County. Remember when we did the track to take it all the way through Buchanan County? They give you a heads up of the warning. Well, here's the warning now that we were talking about. This is for Benton as well as Buchanan County. 1-inch diameter size hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds, and wouldn't be surprised that may get upgraded to a possibility of a tornado. And it's arcing like this, and when it arcs like that, gets that bend, that bowing, that's when we get some very strong winds. So let's put a track on that and take it through Buchanan County for those folks, and actually maybe even farther into Delaware County like we did the last one to give them a heads up as well of the same storm, because these are not weakening. Independence 621 any minute now, Buchanan County Health Center 622, Walker 628, Backbone State Park 636, Manchester 640, Hardscrabble County Park 649, and Dyersville at 655. This is going to be traveling right along Highway 20. So if you have any plans or know anybody that's traveling west on Highway 20 and they're getting to Buchanan County, let them know they were going to be running into this storm that has the potential of producing 70-mile-an-hour winds as well as some large hail. On the back side of this, take the track off of that for a second. On the back side of this, that is Blackhawk County, western part of the county, we're okay. Let's go a little farther to the north here. I want to say Bremer County. Thunderstorms in this area, yes, severe thunderstorm. I think Waverly, you're in the clear. Butler County, you're in the clear the rest of the night. Chickasaw County, still under that warning. Hold tight with your severe weather. Decorah, Winnebago County, widespread severe thunderstorms in this vicinity, all producing some very heavy rain. Looking at the potential for some 70-mile-an-hour winds. That is for Winnebago County. We can take a look at our camera. I think I could see our camera there. If we can go to our camera. This is Decorah right now. And see off here, the trees. Visibility reduced. You can see a lot farther normally here. and that is not the case right now. And not too many people driving along this, taking heed on the warning. And so we appreciate the staying hunkered down as the storm pushes on into the region. Again, we haven't had any reports of any tornadoes out of this. It would be hail and high winds so far. The main threat out of these storms have always been damaging wind, with the secondary threat, large hail and tornadoes. So we're looking at some pretty strong wind right now with these thunderstorms as they pass on through the region. Back to the radar. You can see here's Alameda County, some thunderstorms scattered about in there. No warning, I believe, at this point in Alameda County, but this is all coming in this direction. Where's the new warning? What's that one going
Yeah, so
for?
this is down to the south. So this is for Keokuk and Iowa County. So these are, again, these little single cells that have the potential, as Mark was mentioning, of maybe becoming tornadic. It has that tornado possible tag, as well as half-dollar size hail, as well as 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So this is for this cell kind
Right
of
there.
right southeast of
Yep.
Montezuma High School.
This
So
is where it changes over from one county to the other. Forecast office, I believe. Let's do a velocity on this and see
Yes.
if there's any circulation that's being seen. Because it says it's radar, and there it is. Go back to the other. There it is. It'll be right around there. Just to the east of Barnes City there, tracking to the northeast. So 1.25, the threat for a tornado, we'll have to watch that this is a possibility, something that pops up somewhere in this vicinity. Go farther to the north in, let's see here, zoom up a little bit more. Trying to think, there's all these warnings here. There's Cedar Rapids. Let me show the radar in Cedar Rapids, because we've got some thunderstorms just off to the south and west. So you're going to get a little bit of light rain in this vicinity, but areas to the west, we are looking at the weather has improved. And I see off to the west in Parkersburg, I believe Emily Moss is getting ready to do something. She's ready to go. All right, go, Danny, give me the radar image for Butler County over here, so we can see where the storms are. So Parkersburg, and Emily Moss is in Parkersburg. She was covering the flooding part of this initially, then had to go and deal with the severe part this afternoon. You're in the clear now. Emily, tell me what you saw and what you see now. Go.
Yeah, Mark and Danny, right now we are in the clear. It's not even raining here anymore. There's a light breeze, but by no means anything like the wind we were seeing just 30 minutes ago. You can actually kind of see it's pretty bright. I can see blue skies even behind me right now. But the one thing that we are dealing with here is that there's no power anywhere in this block that I can see. I have no web service on my phone. I can text people, but that's about it. So a lot of these people are going to be out of power probably for a while. Quick Start across the street. We're here on 57 and Muller. So if you're in this area, just know you're not alone. Everybody's without power right now. We're here at Brothers Market. They are also without power behind me. Matt's Grill and Bar also without power. So if you need to go to the store, it's going to be a while. Hopefully they're able to restore power by some point today. But right now, everybody's safe. That's the most important thing. It doesn't look like too much damage. Just some trees, some sticks, lots of puddles. Thankfully, everybody's okay here. I'll toss it back to you, Mark.
Okay, Emily, so you've saw no other damage in that area, correct? Nothing from just walking
No.
around? So the power line, do you know where the power may have been lost somewhere? And how long it's been out since?
It went out about 5-10 minutes before the tornado warning was issued here. All of a sudden, we just saw everything go out. We looked out the window. We saw Matt's Grill went out. And then about 5 minutes later, we all got that loud warning on our phone that there was a tornado warning issued. So I'm not quite sure where the issue is. After we are wrapped up here, I'm going to go searching now that we're thankfully in the clear, and hopefully find some crews and maybe some cell service that I can try to find some more information for you.
Okay, appreciate it. Emily Moss in Parkersburg without any power in that location. So this gives those in advance a heads up, because charge your cell phones, charge your tablets, charge your computers. If you can get cell service, then you could watch us and the coverage as the storm passes on by. If you don't have any power and your cell service, cell phone doesn't have any power, then you're not going to be able to watch this, watch the coverage and know what's going on around the region. So those in advance of that, You may want to, don't open the refrigerator or freezer very often because you don't want that cold air out. Try and keep as much cold air in there as long as you can, because if the power goes out, that goes out as well. Unless you have a generator, make sure that generator starts up outside. Don't bring it in the garage. Don't bring it in the house. Leave it outside. Look at all these warnings. Still up and down, all the way from Minnesota all the way down to the south. New warning just east of Washington. Notice anything to the west, you're done. All in the clear. We've got Butler County, Grundy County, you're in the clear. I think parts of Tama County is going to be in the clear as well if those storms move to the east. Dubuque County under severe thunderstorm warning. These are all areas that are not under a severe thunderstorm warning. You will most likely be under a severe thunderstorm warning here. Let's see, it's 6:30, probably within the next half hour or so. Throw the radar on there and see how close the storms are getting to those locations. So this is the area that doesn't have any warnings, but this whole thing continues to move towards the east. So far we've seen, we haven't had any tornadoes that have done any damage, but we've had some strong winds so far that have knocked some trees down, as well as some power lines causing some problems. Not much in the way of hail reports. We've had a couple that were, correct me if I'm wrong, Danny, if we have any large hail reports.
The largest we've seen is quarter size reported in Anamosa. Other than that, I do not believe we have any other reports of any larger size hail.
Okay, so we got these thunderstorms, and again, off to the, since the sun is still up, 6:24 here, let's do the visible satellite picture on that so we can see what's going on. Emily's saying that she can see the sunshine. Off to the south and west, yeah, we've got a clear sky right in here. A couple of areas with clear sky. All these showers and storms. Also sunny here in Wisconsin and Illinois. And there's getting, let's see, that's probably a flash flood warning. That bottom one is severe thunderstorm warning there. Let's do the severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, the flash flood warning is for Fayette and Winnebago County. Could be flash flooding for the next 30 to 60 minutes. So if you're in those areas, be mindful, maybe wait later if you can drive, if at all possible.
Okay, so there's a severe thunderstorm warning. That is now including the northwestern part of Lynn County here. It does include the rest of Benton County, as well as Delaware County. It does not include the city of Cedar Rapids, but storms to your west, this is coming this direction, and then this one down here is coming your direction. So for those in Cedar Rapids, you look off toward your south and west, that's the storm coming in your direction. Officially warning, 1-inch diameter size hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds there, and again, we can't completely rule out a tornado just yet. We're still under a tornado watch, if I'm not mistaken. They're probably cutting away or dropping off some of the watch farther to the west.
Yes, they've already canceled a lot of the central and western Iowa. So again, that's just an indication that these are, once this westerly line ends, we'll be good to go.
Okay.
But yeah, just wait for that westerly line to move through.
Can you throw that watch up there just to see how many counties are still
Yes.
in? Probably all of our coverage area in that watch except for one. We're going to do a tornado warning here in a second. So there's the watch, everybody under that. But these folks are in the clear. They'll eventually, as the storm line moves to the east, they sort of drop the watch, new watch coming out for southern portions of Wisconsin as those storms move to the northeast. There was a tornado warning that popped up there.
Looks like in terms of
or is
our...
that just an update?
Looks like in our area, no. There is one to the north in Minnesota,
Okay.
but currently in eastern Iowa, just the flash flood
Just the
warning.
flash flood warning. And that
which
is
in-
right there.
Yeah, so this is far northern Fayette
Right
County,
there.
and basically the Decorah area in particular for Winnebago County. We've already seen 1 to 3 inches today, and so any little bit of rain could cause any flash flooding.
Can we look at Decorah camera? Because they are getting hit hard now with that very heavy rain in Decorah. And there's the shot from the Vesterheim Norwegian American Museum. Camera shot there. That is a live picture with the heavy rain falling. You can almost see the wind blowing the water on the roadways, on the road there. That's some very heavy rain passing on through, as well as, luckily there's no hail. So far it's wind and some very heavy rain. Let's go back to the radar. And on the radar, let's do some storm reports, if we could throw some of those up onto the screen there.
Yes.
To see what's been going on around the region. Farther to the south and west, notice all these reports. These are some hail reports in here. Not sure, click on a couple of those if you would, just to see what are these reports. A couple of these around Dubuque, towards Monticello, Cedar Rapids, just to the east of Cedar Rapids. So there's a hail in Dickeyville into Wisconsin here, 1.75 inches, just to the north and east of Dubuque. That is in southwestern Wisconsin. A little bit farther to the south, we have Anamosa here at about just before 6 o'clock, 1-inch diameter size hail. Farther to the south, what's west of Iowa City, anything in there? This is Homestead in Iowa County, 1-inch diameter. That was earlier today. That was a little after lunchtime today. We've got some reports of some damage back up here west of New Hampton. Some damage reports there. Let's see wind damage on your screen, Danny. You'll be able to see
so
that
this
information. So I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, so this is, so trees and power lines down in Charles City. We've seen numerous reports of power lines, or at least power being out. You've heard Emily Moss, Parkersburg, power out. Brandon Libby also in Parkersburg area. His power is out as well. But Charles City, trees and power lines down in town. This report at 5:52. If we go to another spot here, just north of Butler County, kind of in that Floyd County area, Marble Rock, 1-inch tree limbs broken, shingles have been blown off due to this wind damage here. And then it looks like in terms of any other wind reports, looks like these are just thunderstorm wind gusts. So Black Hawk, Waterloo Regional Airport, a 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported just about a half hour ago. So still seeing those 70-mile-per-hour winds with this as well. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning, so I will go to this. This is extended from Winneshiek and Alma-Key, so it's this massive kind of line here. So this is extended into parts of Alma-Key County. This is in effect until 7:30 for the next kind of hour or so as it's moved off from the southwest to the northeast, continuing to monitor that in terms of moving those storms off to the northeast. Let's switch over to, let me go to the radar in Max 2 here, because Max 1 is crashing on me. So if we go over to Max 2, thank you. So yeah, we'll go over to Max 2 here. So again, seeing that line in Winneshiek County, now extended into Alma-Key County. So we zoom in here. This is for far northern Alma-Key County. So the Dorchester area, just north of Waukon, Lansing area. We've seen reports of 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts with these storms. So again, just be mindful of that as well. And we do have another severe thunderstorm warning in effect, I believe. This is for Dubuque County. So this does include the city of Dubuque and headed right towards the Dubuque Regional Airport area. This is for inch diameters, that quarter-size hail, as well as 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That includes the city of Dubuque, and looks like if it's on its current track, could impact downtown area of Dubuque. So I want to put a track on this just to show this. Again, these are moving rather quickly, around 60 miles per hour. So we'll move this track here to the north to the east. We'll take it from the hail core here, where the strongest of the hail is. So it's going to be moving fairly quickly into Wisconsin. So Swiss Valley Park at 6:35, Roosevelt Park at 6:38, Hempstead High School at 6:40, the city of downtown Dubuque there at 6:42, Sageville at 6:44, Rutledge area at 6:46 p.m., and Fairplay at 6:47 p.m. That is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7 o'clock. That will extend into Joe Davies County, and we'll continue to see that. What is that image on? Let's take that Scandu image. This is in western Dubuque, so you can see along Highway 20, so camera is shaking very violently. We're seeing rain basically draped from west to east across your screen. Visibility near that zero, so very difficult driving conditions. We can see a little bit there in the image, the street sign shaking a little bit there. So this is, again, just west of Dubuque, kind of on the onset of this storm moving in, but the brunt of it, that main cell, is just off to the south in southern Dubuque County, kind of northwest of, or I should say northeast, excuse me, of the Cascade area, continuing to move off to the northeast, but still very heavy rain with this. A lot of lightning as well, and you can see those winds incredibly strong, kind of shaking that camera. It looks like just on the edge of our screen, it looks like a little bit of a car shake. So back to the radar here. We'll continue to zoom out here and just kind of give you an overview.
I'll give you one report here.
Yes.
2 reports actually coming in. One of them is in New Hampton on Highway 63. There was a report within the last half hour or so. Semi was overturned. West of that in Floyd County on Highway 218, also another semi that was blown over. So these strong winds are doing a number on these semis.
Yes, and that would be this kind of line right here moving through Fayette County. down south now into Independence. And it looks like we do have a tornado warning. This is radar indicated, but this is for Benton County and Buchanan County right now in western Benton County. So we'll see if we can take this now. This is in effect until 7 o'clock. So the area of Vinton, Sand Creek access area, moving to the northeast near Independence. So let's take a look at velocity. And so this is what they're looking at right there, is at the very bottom of this radar. If we take that back here, this area right in here, it's not confirmed, but radar indicated, so just northwest of the Big Grove Wildlife Area, headed towards Highway 218. So if you're in the Vinton area right now, take shelter, because although it's currently radar indicated, we've seen a previous history of just off to our west, seeing these cells accelerate in rotation and really grow in strength. So you're in that Benton County area into parts of Buchanan County, take shelter immediately. Could be a potential tornado. Currently radar indicated, but has the potential of moving rather quickly and continuing to strengthen. Let's see, it looks like the radar updated there, the velocity updated. So again, it would be in this area, right, potentially right in here, continuing to look just southwest of the 218 area highway there, just east of Dysart, as well as west of the Vinton area. Again, this is moving to the northeast. So we'll put a track on this just to kind of give you an idea of where this is headed, moving rather quickly to the northeast at around 60 miles per hour. So we'll go a little bit out ahead of this and kind of take it as far as we can go. I'll even zoom out a little bit more here, just so we can take this out all the way to the end of the tornado warning, if this were to still be in effect. Again, we're continuing to watch this area here. So in terms of Garrison area, 635, so right now, Rogers Park, 640, Red Fox Wildlife Area, 643, Lime Creek County Park at 650, Rowley, 657, Independence at 7 o'clock, and then beyond there, against Buffalo Creek area at 7:06. Currently radar indicated a potential tornado could be embedded with this line of showers and storms, and you can see the radar there, the velocity would be somewhere kind of southwest of the Vinton area, a little bit of potential rotation. And while you're seeing these velocities kind of flip back and forth, we're going between radars here, so right on the edge of La Crosse here as well, or Des Moines, excuse me, in the Quad Cities. So in that area right there, just southwest of Garrison. So if you're in that area, again, take shelter, move inside the lowest level of your building, and stay away from windows. That is currently where we could see a potential tornado in the area just east of Dysart there. We'll zoom out a little bit here just to kind of give you another overall view. Basically, warnings from central portions of the area eastward. We'll go just the warnings here. A lot of heavy winds, or I should say strong winds, 70 miles per hour. Well, maybe quarter-size hail. We've seen a couple reports of quarter-size hail, or I should say one in Anamosa, and have seen power lines down in Charles City, and some power outages as well as in the Parkersburg area. So keep that in mind that even though we're not necessarily seeing the tornadoes in some areas, we're seeing these strong wind gusts and wind damage in effect throughout really all of eastern Iowa. So I'll continue to go back to the radar, and we'll kind of go area by area just to kind of give you an idea of what to expect. So if you're in the west here, Chickasaw County, Bremer County, Butler County, Grundy County, far western Tama County. We are seeing some cells flare up in central Iowa, but in terms, I think, of the severe weather, I think we'll be in the clear there. So in terms of those areas, but still seeing some activity in southern portions south of I-80, as well as our far eastern areas with Dubuque, as well as seeing that in Cedar County, the Tipton area. So we'll go kind of county by county here just to kind of give you an overview of what to expect here. So this new thunderstorm is just a continuation of that into portions of Grant County. So we'll go area by area here with this moving off to the east at around 60 miles per hour. So if we take this line kind of right here, kind of right out ahead of this, so again, kind of going towards this area, so the Postville area, again, around 640, kind of right in your area there, Waukon 641, Elkader 649, New Albin at 653, Lansing at 654, Prairie du Chien at 7 o'clock, and Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinics at 7:08. Continuing to move to Shaq, you have something?
The Owine area, they've got a report now, we just had it, 70 miles an hour being reported in Owine. So that storm there under that warning. So everybody in Clayton County needs to be taking shelter because we've got that storm barreling down on those areas, and again, 70-mile-an-hour winds expected.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, we've seen 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts out of a lot of these storms. So continuing to, again, take those precautions and take shelter. So again, now moving a little bit farther south. So the Vinton area, 641 in 4 minutes here. Elkader, 653. Manchester at 659. Guttenberg at 710. Dyersville area, 717. Monticello at 724. And Lancaster at 729 there into Wisconsin. So that's kind of the central portion of this area. And then finally moving to the south to get our southern areas here. Just kind of the last kind of defense of this line on our western edge, continue to move out to the northeast at roughly 60 miles per hour. So again, extending this off to the northeast as well. So Williamsburg area right now, Kelowna at 656, potentially the Cedar Rapids area 701, Mount Vernon at 712, Tipton at 727, Townsend Wildlife area at 736, and Bennett Park at 739. So that's kind of the brunt of this line from north to south, what we can expect over the next hour or so as it continues to move off from the southwest and the northeast.
And that's a new warning that's just coming out here, 60-mile-an-hour winds. That is a cell that needs to be watched carefully because that is sitting by itself, tracking to the north and east, 3/4 inch and 60-mile-an-hour winds, Clinton and Jackson counties. Nope, that's the warning. That's not that warning. Go down a little bit farther, get more. There we go. Cedar, Johnson, Louisa, and Muscatine counties. So that does include West Liberty, Wilton. It does not include Iowa City. It's the southeastern part of the far southeastern edge of sort of like the boot heel there, if you want, of Johnson County. It does include city of Tipton as this tracks to the north. If we put a track on this, the leading edge of that, as it takes it north, take it through the warning there, we'll see the times of arrivals. Again, 3/4 inch, 60-mile-an-hour winds. West Liberty High School, 6:43. That's in just 4 minutes. Moscow, 6:46. Wilton High School, 6:49. Durant, 6:53, 6:58 in Tipton. Bennett Park, 7 o'clock. And Columbus Wheatland High School, 7:08 with that storm. I want to also go back to Lynn County and show you Cedar Rapids. Let's see how close those storms are. So here's the storm here. There's the storm off to the south and west, but notice there's not much of the warning there, but it does have the, I'm trying to figure out what warning that one is. That one's for this here. That one is not. This one is taking a northward track, so hopefully this will bypass Cedar Rapids. If you can see the motion on that, you take this, take it this way, that's going to take it this way. So we may miss, Cedar Rapids, you may miss this. The way it looks, at least on this cell here, as it continues to move to the north. Anamosa, you're looking okay. Iowa City, okay. Back down a little bit farther to the south and west. There's a couple of cells still here that we'll watch. So you're still not in the clear, but that's good news there that you're only seeing a couple of cells. That's a pretty nasty looking cell here, next west of Muscatine, between Muscatine and Riverside. But that's continuing to move to the north, so that will not impact Iowa City. That will continue to move north. That's a 70-mile-an-hour wind potential, Benton and into Iowa counties. But that's for this one back here. That's this cell right there. Let's go back up towards Dubuque. They had a report at the airport, I believe it was 61 miles an hour. So in Dubuque, I wonder if we could pull up one of the Dubuque cameras, because I think anyone, if we can pull up the Hotel Julian Dubuque camera, because that one could give us a good vantage point here as the storm passes on by. Regional airport down here, Zwingle, right here, Balltown, Mississippi River, and then you get into Galena here, Cuba City, and then you're into Wisconsin. So right in this area, the tri-state region, some very heavy rain. Yeah, we'll take any of the Dubuque cameras in that spot. Even if it's the Mississippi River Museum, we'll take that one as well. So here we are looking across the river. Looks like a boat in the water there, tug. I'm not sure if that's, I use that term, barge there. And then we've got the storm off in the distance. That just must be the way the camera looked. I thought I saw something a little more ominous. A lot of clouds there, storm passing on by. I don't see any lightning at this from this vantage point, but this is looking towards the west. Go back to Max 1 if we could, and that would be the radar in Dubuque. So that would be here looking that direction. So there would be some very heavy rain. We're looking at some more thunderstorms there, and that is either an update or a new warning.
Yeah, this has been extended for now all of Alameda County. This is for the Waukon area, Rossville area, so basically anywhere in Alameda County. This is for, again, that line of showers and storms that have very strong wind gusts near the Olwine area, continuing to move east. Now that's making its way to our eastern areas now, eventually into Clayton County as well, but also into Alameda County. So this is for, again, areas like Waukon, Rossville, Dorchester, Lansing area. This is in effect until 7:30. Again, moving off pretty quickly to the northeast at around 60 miles per hour. So we'll take this all the way to the northeast from kind of this West Union area just to the east, and take this to the northeast as well, just kind of put a track where this is going. So the Postville area, 647, Mayo Clinic Health System, 648, Waukon area, 658, Rossville at 7 o'clock, Church at 7:07, Lansing at 7:13, and Ferryville at 7:19 p.m. Main threats here, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Could see some small hail as well, but we've seen reports of uprooted trees and power lines, so be mindful of that, especially with how much rain we've seen in portions of northern Fayette County as well as Alameda County. And I do want to go back to this line here in Benton, Buchanan, Delaware, and Lynn County. This has been upgraded to possibly 80-mile-per-hour winds with the tornado possible tags. We're continuing to watch that Benton and Buchanan County line. Haven't seen any rotation yet or any reports of a tornado, but this line basically right here that's currently through the Independence area, continuing to move just to the east of LaPorte City. It looks like this is a continuation of that tornado warning, but near the Vinton area, this line right here, this is where we could see very, very strong winds. So I'll kind of zoom out here and put a track on this as well, because this is where we're seeing incredibly strong winds from this system as the radar updates here for me. So we'll move this off to the east-northeast over the next 45 minutes. So the center point area at around roughly 650, Regional Medical Center, 701, Manchester, 704, Central City at 711, Hardscrabble County Park at 717, and then Dyersville at 724.
Dubuque Regional Airport, 77-mile-an-hour winds. Just reported.
Yeah, so not only are we seeing on the western edge, but this eastern line as well, we're seeing the potential of close to 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So in this Dubuque area, we've seen very strong winds, even without that kind of bow signature we're seeing in terms of very strong winds. I do want to go back to this Benton and Buchanan tornado warning. They did continue it. I want to see if they added any updates with this. Still radar indicated, no reports of any rotation from any clouds, at least that I can see. If we go to velocity and see on there, again, it would be maybe kind of right near Lime Creek County Park. We kind of have this broad area of rotation that's trying to do something. I'll kind of put a line around it here. It's trying to do something in this area right here, but usually you want to look for that tight rotation of these greens and blues, or reds, and almost looks like a swirl. So the good news is that it looks pretty linear, straight, so there isn't any strong rotation, but this is an area where we could see maybe some rotation. We'll continue to monitor that as it moves off to the northeast, but right now, strictly radar indicated. No confirmed tornado quite yet in portions of Benton County, now moving into Buchanan County.
Let's go back up towards Winnebago County here. I do want to look at that area because that had all kinds of storms with it at the time. Farther to the north here's Decorah. Winds were up around 70 miles an hour. Severe thunderstorm warning extends farther to the east. They're under a flash flood warning as well. This flash flood warning with the heavy rain recently. We've had a lot of rain some places in excess of probably 5 or 6 inches. We're probably going up around 8 inches. One of the phrases that we in meteorology, to get rid of a drought, you have to have a flood. Well, here we are. Now we're dealing with flooding, and obviously the drought is no longer a concern. Let's go to Decorah. The lightning has let up a little bit. As you can see, the rain is still coming down. That's just rain bouncing. I don't think that's hail in that. It looks like there's raindrops there. But you can see the wind blowing the rain. So yeah, it's pretty strong. The wind is blowing down the street there, so it's behind the camera. And so therefore you're not going to see the water on the lens. Let's go back to the radar. If you could. On next 1 or 2. Let's see, there it is. Waukon, Frankville, Decorah, Ridgeway, Bluffton, Kelmer, all dealing with some thunderstorms, some very heavy rain. Let's go a little bit farther to the south. Here, let's do this. Let's sort of like reset and just get a big picture here of what's going on across the entire region, because we still have a warning. It is 6:47. We're approaching 7 o'clock. Dubuque, severe thunderstorm warning. I got severe thunderstorm warning down to the south here. That's one line. This is the last of it. Put a time lapse on it. I just want to see what these are. I don't think these are anything. No, they are moving actually. So there's a couple of showers in there because sometimes you got the wind turbines that stir things up and pick up the radar. But there are a couple of showers here in that vicinity. But I think as the sun goes down, these showers are going to fall apart. This is the action right here. This is it. This is the last of it. Anything west of this line, you're done with when it comes to any severe weather, I think. We've got just a couple of lingering showers on the tail end of this until the storm comes to an end. But this is the thunderstorm. Not sure what warning that one is for.
This is for the continuation basically on the eastern edge of Dubuque into Joe Davies County.
So that would be this right in here.
Yeah, where that blanket
So, yeah.
is.
So we got Dubuque, warning, east of Iowa City. Got a report in Iowa City, the wind really starting to kick up, even though it's not a lot of rain or not in a warning. I had my wife send me a video of the wind blowing in Iowa City, and we've got some of that in that area, but it's just the wind blown rain, nothing real strong. There is a cell just south of there that's drifting north. Danny, if you could take a little closer shot of Iowa City and Cedar Rapids area. South of Washington, or near Washington here, that will be continuing to track towards the north and to the northeast. So yes, Iowa City may get in on a little bit of rain with this and some gusty winds with that cell in Washington County as this continues to track north. Another little cell back out here. These continue to move to the north. Severe thunderstorm, that one, again, pretty potent, just south of Tipton under a severe thunderstorm warning. That one, nope, that's not this information. Let's go, there we go. 60-mile-an-hour winds, 3/4 inch. That's Cedar, Clinton, Muscatine, and Scott counties, Durant, Tipton, West Liberty, and Wilton for that warning. Back up to Dubuque if we could. There's the storm moving to the east a little bit more. Zoom in a little tighter onto the Dubuque area. You can see the west side of Dubuque, we're doing better, farther to the east. So maybe about another 5 more minutes here in downtown, if not sooner. That storm will move out. But again, we've got still some more rain and thunderstorms. You're not done with when it comes to any severe weather potential. If once this moves by, we could catch a little bit of a break before more storms move on into the region for Dubuque. So this is for Dubuque and Joe Davies County. 1-inch diameter size hail, that's 80-mile-an-hour winds because the airport in Dubuque reported 77-mile-an-hour winds, and that is south of town here, and that's the storm that's tracking to the northeast. So update on the tornado warning?
Yeah, so we have a new tornado warning. This is in effect for, looks like here into parts of northern Fayette County, southeastern Alameda County, southwestern Winnebago, or Alameda County, excuse me, southeastern Winnebago County, and very far northwestern Clayton County. This is still radar indicated, but this is in effect until 7:15. We've also seen that flash flood warning get extended into parts of northwestern Alameda County, but we want to focus on this tornado warning here. Radar indicated. Currently no reports of any tornadoes that I've seen. We'll look at what La Crosse, the National Weather Service in La Crosse, who issued this tornado warning, has said on this. Looks like, again, just for now, radar indicated rotation. So with that, we'll look at some of this rotation, or I should say velocity, and see where maybe some of that rotation could possibly be. So again, nothing too strong in terms of any couplets are standing out, but if there were a spot, then maybe we could see something west of the Postville area, so it would be kind of right in here where something is trying to spin up a little bit in the atmosphere and trying to reach the ground. So this is one area in particular. So if you're near the Postville area, headed to the northeast along Highway 51, this is an area of potential concern of maybe a potential tornado in this area. And it looks like there is another tornado warning that has just been issued. I'm not sure if this is a continuation. But we'll look at this to see where this is. It looks like...
Yep, that was just an update.
Just a continuation of Ben and Buchanan County. Again, if we look at this one as well, again, more so really concerned with the line here of very strong winds. We can see gusts up to 80 miles per hour, but in terms of what the rotation is looking like, again, very broad. It's trying to do something just along Highway 151 here, a very broad area. We can draw a line here and just kind of show you kind of in this area right here. It's trying to do something and rotate a little bit, and that's why they're continuing this to see if it does eventually rotate and hit the ground. But right now it's very broad, not getting that tight couplet of that swirl, so we'll continue to monitor that, but it's still only radar indicated at this moment. in portions of Buchanan County now as that continues to move off to the northeast at around 50, 55 miles per hour.
Downstairs in the booth on my Twitter account, there's a picture of trees down in Waterloo. If you want to pull that up, we'll be able to, once you get that up, we'll be able to check that out. But that would be for Waterloo. So yeah, you've got those two storms west of Cedar Rapids that we're watching carefully. Cedar Rapids officially in that severe thunderstorm warning. And if we could, I see the camera or the photo up. Can we go to that shot of the damage just yet? Working on it. There it is. This was numerous trees down in Waterloo. This one is on Campbell Street at Burns Park. You could see that is down or was down. This was sent a couple of minutes ago to me, so that is what the kind of damage that came through with our thunderstorms in through Black Hawk County, particularly Waterloo. That was near Burns Park, Campbell Street, with that damage. As you go back to the radar, you'll see the thunderstorm located just west of Cedar Rapids, south of Benton High School, Center Point, Vinton. That one tracking to the northeast. As we put a track on that, it'll take it to Chain Lakes County Park. That'll be a 6:54. That's pretty much right now. Cedar Rapids, 7:02. As it moves in, Central City, 7:13. Savage Park, that'll be at 7:16. Cass, 7:27. Manchester at 7:29. And at Hardscrabble County Park, that'll be at 7:37 as the storm moves to the northeast. This has the potential for large hail, 80-mile-an-hour winds.
This one in particular is the 70 mile per hour.
Okay, I was going to say, that's not the correct data on the correct one. There we go. Mile and a quarter, 70-mile-an-hour winds. That one is until 7:30, so you got about another half hour as the storm is pretty potent around Atkins and just off to the south. Cedar Rapids, again, this is going to be real close. May catch the northwest side of Cedar Rapids. We take a look. It's going to come real close. Luke Birdsall is down in Cedar Rapids here. And Luke, tell me where you are. I believe you're inside. If you are inside, go ahead. If you're outside, get back inside. Go.
Yes,
Luke, tell us what you got.
So Mark, I'll tell you what, we walked inside. Last time we talked was about 45 minutes ago, and I was telling you everything was pretty nice. It was calm. The winds were blowing a little bit, but if you can see just there, just in the 5 minutes since I've told the producers that I was ready, the sky has really darkened. And actually, I kid you not, about 10 seconds before you just saw me come here live, the tornado sirens started sounding outside. Mark, I just sent you an email about it to the newsroom there. So yes, that is what's happening right now. So what could we say about what's going on in Cedar Rapids here? Well, last time we talked, a lot of people were outside getting their walks in, running. Some guy was fishing off the bridge there. But I will tell you that quick darkness rolled in, and a lot of the activity did stop. And you can check a look. If you can zoom in on that flag right behind me there, Henry. Look at the wind just absolutely kicking right here. Bad day to be on a flagpole. So, yes, the wind is kicking, and Henry, show us this. We actually walked outside earlier. We probably placed these out here. It might be a little bit silly, but just to get an idea of how much the wind was kicking. It did slow down now. Of course, we placed these little windmills out there, and I wish I attached a turbine so we could charge our cell phones on that. But yes, so I do have actually a family member in Iowa City that's, not too far away from here. Her name is Ann, and she was just texting me that, yes, everything is pretty calm there in Iowa City as well. Nothing too crazy, a little bit of brief rain showers here, not too dissimilar from what's going on out here. So advice, obviously, just have a plan in place in case anything does get crazy, as you can probably hear. Actually, you probably can't hear from in here, but yes, those sirens are going off. We're starting to hear even more things going on outside, so have a place to be somewhere safe. Obviously, download the KWWL weather app. That's what I've been checking this entire time. Checking the radar, making sure that we are okay if we need to hunker down. And the best in the business, Mr. Mark Schnackenberg, has your back, and I'm going to send it back to him.
Also, thank you, Luke, for the information. Looking at sounds like some power is out in downtown Cedar Falls.